What's going on, family? Look, man, I hope y'all are well, man. I hope you've been being great today. Guys, look, I'm excited because today is part 2 of a series I'm calling Where That Faith Though. Where That Faith Though. Where that, hey, y'all ain't ready, but look, man, I am excited today. It is part 2 of Where That Faith Though. I'm about to preach my butt off because God is about to use me in a mighty way, God. I want y'all to understand, it's not me talking when I give this message. It's just what the Holy Spirit's revealed to me, and He's using me to give the word. So, guys, I really pray that something I say today will bless you, will increase your faith, but that you will also use the faith that you got inside you right now, because you may not realize it, but every day that you wake up and you walk outside your house, that's executing faith, whether you realize it or not. Like, look at the small things and just get better with it. You know what I'm saying? Get consistent with exercising faith. Like, keep waking up in the morning. Keep starting your day on a good note. Keep waking up, reading the word, praying, whatever it is you got to do. But keep exercising that faith, right? So, look, guys, I ain't going to tell you the time of my message yet, but what I do want to start off is I want to go ahead and give you my scripture. So, today, right? So, my scripture is coming from Matthew 14, 25 through 31. And hold on, before I start, you see my notebook? Yes, I let this notebook know. I got this a while ago. I was like, hey, guess where I got it from? From Burlington, baby, because I worked there. You know what I'm saying? I got it from there. Why am I jumping at the camera like y'all gonna get me? I'm crazy. But look, so like I said, my scriptures come from Matthew 14, 25 to 31. And it reads, hear the word of the Lord. Shortly before dawn, Jesus went out to them walking on the lake. Ooh, Jesus was walking. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. It's a ghost. It's Casper, they said, and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, take courage. It is I. Don't be afraid. Lord, if it's you, Peter replied, tell me to come to you on the water. Come, he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and beginning to sink. And he cried out, Lord, save me! Save me! Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. You of little faith, he said, why did you doubt? The title of my message today is Scary Faith. Scary faith is my message. If I can just be honest with y'all, man, sometimes being in faith is scary. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes being in faith is scary. And when I think about scary, I think about scary movies, right? I don't know if any of y'all like scary movies, but Josh does not like scary movies. I'm just going to put that out there right now. And I remember one instance in particularly when I was with my homeboys. And, I think I was spending the night over at his house. And this was like a while ago when we were younger. When you could spend it at other people's house when they wasn't stinky and funky like some of y'all were. You know what I'm saying? So, spend the night at his house. We had we went to the movie first, had a good time in the movie and whatnot, and went back to the house, right? Let me tell y'all, I did not sleep that night. You know why I didn't sleep that night? Because that scary movie wrecked me. I'm just gonna put it out there. It wrecked me, right? And let me tell you the name of the movie, right? It was Paranormal Activity. I never forget it, bro. Like, that movie was so scary. Like, I'm sitting there watching the movie, I'm just covering my eyes like, Lord, I don't want to see this movie. I won't cry or nothing. Well, I don't think I was crying much. But anyway, I say that to say, Josh does not do scary movies, so do not ask me to go see a scary movie. And that's on period, boo. Period. Don't ask. But I say all that to say, man, scary movies, and one thing that really gets me about scary movies too is the preview, right? Like, if after seeing the preview, I'm just done. I'm like, you know what? Josh is not going to see that movie. I see him too. I'll be like, yeah, Josh is not going to see that movie. My better not ask me. Then when my boys be like, hey, you want to go see this movie? No! I don't want to see that scary movie, you crazy self. Go see it by yourself. You and Jesus can go. Y'all going to leave me out of it. Let me stop. But I say all that to say, man, scary movies, Josh, don't do it. Y'all know this now. You don't do it. But anyway, let me move on. So, when I think about scary movies, I think about the concept, right? So, they got a preview of it first, and then, they'll have the real movie when it comes out. And then, of course, when you see the preview, some of y'all be like, oh, yeah, I want to go see it, this and that, da, 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 da. And some people be like, nah, I don't want to go see it, and that keeps you from going to see it. What are you trying to say, Josh? Scary faith will either have you do one or two things. It'll either push you to your promise, or it'll keep you from it. Right? It'll either get you to the blessing that God has for you, or it'll keep you from it because you're scared, because maybe God gave you a preview, or he said, okay, Josh, I got a business for you. I got a church for you, right? And he was like, all right, cool. But, or maybe that idea scared you, so you didn't want to move until God told you to move, but God had already told you to move when he gave you that word. He was preparing you for what he had ahead of you, right? Like, just think about this for a second, man. Like, if God told you how you were going to get to where you were going to get to, would you keep staying on that path, or would you stay where you are right now? Would you keep going, or would you stop where you are, right? And I think the answer for a lot of us would be we would stay right where we are, because we don't know. The truth is, that's why it's God's plan, right? That's why it is God's plan, because he doesn't tell us all the details. We're not supposed to know all the details. All we're supposed to do is trust in his will and not our own. Trust that God has the final say in our lives and not us. Because if you can be honest, if things were not the way we wanted them to, they would not be working out for our good. But my Bible reads that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose. So I want you to know you are called according to God's purpose. You just need to realize that, right? Do not let your scary faith keep you from your promise. Do not let your scary faith keep you from your promise. You should let it push you to where you need to be. Let it push you to what God has for you, right? And that's why, that's what I realized, it's just that scary faith will either push you to your promise or it'll keep you from your promise, right? Like, and another example, like say you got a job, and say God says he has, a business for you, or you're going to own your own business for you, right? But say you work in retail right now, right? You don't know the end result of it, but God is still going to do that for you. You just need to trust him in the process. Somebody said process. Trust the process, right? Like sometimes it's not going to happen overnight. Your dream is not going to happen overnight. And honestly, if your dream doesn't scare you, it should, you might need to dream bigger. Let's just be honest. If your dream doesn't scare you, you might need to dream bigger. Because, when I think about my dream, right, I think about what I want to do, what I want to be when I get older, when I get to that, when God opens that door for me, I think about my dream, I know it's going to be scary, right? And I'm just saying, right, I want to be a pastor of my own church at some point. That's what I want. I want to be a pastor of my own church at some point, and sometimes that scares me because I don't know how God is going to do it. But see, if I let my scare faith keep me from that, I want to be doing this right now, right? Like, see, God saw this when I didn't see this. You see what I'm saying? Like, God saw where I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago when I joined the military when I didn't see it. That's what you're trying to say. God sees everything. He's the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. He knows it all before it even takes place. Like, he spoke the world into existence. So what makes you think that God does not have a plan for you? That, and that's why I say, you have nothing to be scared of. Right? And it's okay to be scared sometimes. It's okay. Because sometimes we need to get scared. Like sometimes we need to be scared. Like, like maybe God needs to allow us to get scared so that we can move, and not stay where we are. Like, maybe you're uncomfortable in your parents' house right now. Maybe you're uncomfortable at the job here right now. But God is doing that. And, he has you uncomfortable so that you can move. And maybe you're scared, like, God, I don't know how these dreams are going to come about. And it terrifies you sometimes. But I need you to understand that God has a plan for you. If he said it was going to happen, believe him. If he gave you a preview of that blessing he had for you, believe him. He will not go back on his word. He is not a man that he shall lie, right? He knows it all before it happens, because our thoughts are not like his thoughts. So he knows it all. So just trust him, guys. Trust what God has for you. Don't let your scare effect keep you from your promise, right? And when I think about faith as well, man, me joining the military, right? That's probably the most risk-taking, scariest thing I ever did. Right? And even me being there right now, because being in the military, you never know what could happen, right? Like, it is probably one of the most dangerous careers you could ever have as well, right? And even though I'm just a reserve soldier, but there's still that thing of deployment that we could get into. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why, I'm exercising faith, and sometimes it scares me thinking of deployments or something like that. But the thing I've realized, and I've come to this conclusion, that regardless what happens in my military career or in my career at all, as long as God is with me, I don't care what happens. As long as his will is being done in my life, I don't have nothing to worry about. As long as God is in control of my future, and I'm not in control, boy, I don't got nothing to worry about, because I know who holds my future. I know who holds tomorrow. I know. Woo! Somebody need to feel me. I know who holds tomorrow. I know who's in control of my future. So I don't got nothing to worry about. That's why I walk in faith. I'm not worried about anything. I might be scared, but guess what? I'm still going to do it scared. When I joined the military, I did it scared. When you went to that job, you did it scared. It's okay to be scared sometimes, but don't let that scary faith keep you from your promise that God has for you. So my question to y'all today, man, what has God told you to do, but you're too scared to do it? What has he told you to do, but you were too scared to do it? Don't let that keep you from your promise. Don't let that keep you from what God has for you. He has so much in store for you, but he needs you to move out of faith. He needs you to trust him. Trust the plan he has for you. We're not supposed to know all the details. He knows it all already, man. So just trust God, man. Trust what God has for you. Keep leaning toward God's understanding, because we're supposed to lean on his understanding and not our own, because his ways are nothing like our ways. So just trust what God has for you. Keep moving forward and just go to that promise he has for you. I want you to still do what God is calling you to do. Even when you don't know what the end result is. That is faith. Whether you realize it or not, that is faith. Right? Just like Peter walking on the water, he took a step of faith. Right? He took a step of faith going out to Jesus on the water. Keep your eyes focused on Jesus. Don't let nothing keep you distracted. Don't let the enemy distract you from what God has for you. Just because it looks scary doesn't mean God is not in the midst of it. Doesn't mean he's not with you. That does not mean he doesn't have a promise for you. Trust God. And I promise you it will all be worth it, man. All right, guys, look, that's all I got to say, man. Look, I know that some of y'all are scared right now in the middle of this pandemic, but guys, I want y'all to know I'm praying for y'all, man. Keep your head up and know that God is with you and he will never leave you nor forsake you, guys. All right, guys, I love y'all. Y'all be blessed.